Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make a really quick oven meal ravioli lasagna. And it's basically just a shortcut. And I'm going to try to follow the recipe best I can because my lasagna recipe is a little bit more involved. So we're just going to try to follow it just like the recipe states or as close as possible. Some of it I am going to deviate from. You need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And I went ahead and made some meat sauce. I took our favorite spaghetti sauce, which is ragu, and I cooked some meat and everything, drained it, put the ragu in, let that simmer, and now I'm adding our different layers of lasagna, which is really ravioli lasagna. So you need a layer of sauce, a layer of ravioli, and then I'm going to put cottage cheese instead of ricotta. That's just a personal preference, but you could do either one actually. And then you'll see all the measurements below. Hopefully what we're going to try to do is do 12 ounces of, I believe it's 12 ounces of the ravioli, which would be half the bag. But see, this, you need one whole bag, which would be a 24-ounce bag. This is a 48-ounce bag. So put a few extra in here, but I'm probably not going to use the whole thing. And yes, you're going to put the raviolis in frozen. Okay. You're going to take your cottage cheese and you're going to put on top of this, top of your ravioli, and cottage cheese. I got the bigger container, but you'll see below all the measurements and everything like that. All right. Then the next thing, so the sauce as well was a little bit more than what the recipe called for, because I wanted to make sure I had plenty. So I'm probably gonna have a little bit left over that too, possibly. Yeah. Which, you know, I don't have to put the rest in the fridge. I could go ahead and put this on here. Just try to make sure that all the raviolis covered. Alright. Alright, I do have a little bit left. Probably 3/4 of a cup or so. And then the next thing that we're going to do is more cheese ravioli. I always get the frozen. I don't get shelf stable or the dry type. Walmart makes a really good brand of the frozen. Their generic brand is really good. And we just get the regular cheese. We don't get anything added to it like spinach or anything like that. We've tried it a million times. We love it. So even if they're froze together, it's fine. Just stick them in there. It'll all work out. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I forgot, I always do these wrong, y'all, every single time. Every single time. I can't tell you how many times I've messed this up. Alright, so let me put some more cottage cheese. I always mess it up, always. I can't tell you. And what's funny is when I go to do the second layer, I realize I screwed it up. we have no cottage cheese left. I just said that for nothing. We're just going to put what we have left over top, put our cheese over top of that. It'll all be fine. Alright. So even though I got my layers all kooky and crazy and everything, go ahead and put our cheese on. I was able to save the day with all the extra I did. I always mess it up. There's never been a time I haven't. Okay, this is 2 cups of mozzarella. I'm able to cover all my inconsistencies up best I can. Cover all this up. And we got a little bit of parm. So this one's just a little bit different than what I typically do. A normal lasagna for me is, it just involves a lot more work. So this was a little bit quicker. So I thought, okay, we can try this. Hopefully I didn't disappoint you too much with my screw up, but I always do that. Y'all need to let me know if y'all ever make that mistake. I feel like I'm the only one, but this is supposed to cook for about 30 minutes with the foil on, and then 15 minutes with the foil off to allow everything to melt. The foil that I'm going to put on, I'm going to make sure I spray to where it doesn't stick. It'll probably still stick, but at least I tried, right? Okay, 30 minutes with foil on, then take it off, last 15, and let it cook without. I'll see you back here. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product. I did just as I instructed. The 30 minutes with the foil on, 15 minutes with it removed. I'm going to let it rest for a few minutes. I didn't have to use a broiler or anything like that. It melted just fine. Sorry about my layering. I am not good at that at all. I always mess it up. I always get flustered and mess it up, always. We're going to serve this with garlic bread, and that's going to be a perfect lasagna for tonight. Quick and easy, and I didn't have to do much work. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make some French onion pork chops. This is a really simple recipe. It's not complicated at all. You're going to need a jar of this dip, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little spoonful and put on each one of these boneless pork chops. And I did pepper them before I put them in this 9x13 greased pan. And I've already preheated my oven to 350. So I'm just going to take a little teaspoon of each. Try not to touch it on the bad side. So we'll put some more over here. All right. Okay. That's that. And you're going to sprinkle, this is extra sharp cheddar on these. And I'm just doing a little pinch. It's roughly about a teaspoon per, maybe a tablespoon, just depending on your pinch of there we go, of cheddar. I wouldn't do too much because it's gonna spread out. And the next thing you'll need is some French fried onions. All of the measurements will be below if you want to go by those. Just gonna sprinkle these on here. Okay. So 35 to 40 minutes and these will be done. You want to make sure that your pork chops reach an internal temperature of 145 degrees. Basically, I just press the center, and if it's not gushy, then it's pretty much done. These are boneless. They're not going to take that long. So 350 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'll see you back here in a few. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product. No issues at all. Cooked perfectly. I paired it with some cheesy rice-a-roni and some green beans, and it makes a complete meal. It's better than boring old pork chops. So make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.